picking up good vibrations.
Hi everybody, Alex Employer from Expert Forex, and in this video we're going to look at a plan to turn $1,000 into $1 million over a period of 3 years. And if you had asked me whether that was possible a year ago, I would have said no, it is not possible. But suddenly circumstances have changed, and I'm going to show you a very realistic plan on how you can achieve that goal. Now, we receive lots of emails where traders come to us and say, we've got a $100 account, we've got a $500 account. How much can we grow this account? And a lot of them want to live off these small accounts. And what I'm going to be showing you is taking $1,000 and squeezing the most benefit out of those $1,000. Now, as a starting point, what I'd like to do is go and have a look at our linking service and the monthly returns that are being achieved in our linking service that you can link your account to. Now, the purpose of this is I'm not trying to encourage you to link your account to this service, but I'm trying to show you how easily it is to achieve above average monthly returns these days with our profit retriever robot. So let's go and have a look at this linking service. So this linking service is really designed for traders that are not achieving what they want to in their own Forex trading or robot trading, and they are battling. And here is an alternative where they can merely link their accounts to successful traders. The other thing is that this is an ideal opportunity for investors who are not really interested in trading as such. They just want to get the best return on their money, and this linking service provides the same opportunity. So let's go and have a look at the type of returns that are currently being achieved. And here's the most recent list on the service, which was listed on the 10th of December. We update this list on a weekly basis, but you can actually go and find the most up-to-date results by clicking on the various links of the signal providers. But the important bit of information that I want to show you here are the monthly returns achieved by these accounts compared to how long they have been trading. So if we start looking here, the first one has generated almost 250% monthly return after almost 3 months. 87 days is almost 3 months. Then there's here's one with 4 months history generating over 100% return. Then we have ones, let's go down a bit, 200 days. Now, I think that's about 7 or 8 months of history, and that one has been generating 33% a month. Then let's go down here, 138 days. That's 4 months and a bit, and a 26% gain. And these are traders, robot traders that are achieving these. 139 days, 20%. 117 days, 20%. 174 days, that's almost half a year, 18%. So what we're saying is that high monthly returns are very possible. And if you look at the robots that are used for these monthly returns, you'll see the majority of those robots are PR, which stands for profit retriever. So bearing those monthly returns in mind, let's go to the next step, is how can you turn those kind of monthly returns into $1 million? Now on your screen, I've written a very basic Excel model, and the Excel model basically says if in month 1 I start with $1,000 and I earn a 22% return that month, my balance will go to $1,215. And then in the second month, if I do the same thing, but my balance is so much bigger because I've capitalized into those profits, I can earn that much more and my balance goes up. So this is basically compounding growth. So what it's saying is that after 36 months of compounded growth of 22% per month, you can push your balance up to $1 million. So suddenly this $1 million goal becomes very realistic. And let's flip back to the linking service. Now you can see here that the linking service, we were looking at 22% being the number that will give you $1 million. And here we go, and we go down, and you can see there's at least 13 accounts that qualify in that particular area. So, and what's more, you will see that those settings are available to you as a profit retriever trader. And also that those monthly returns are based on considerable periods, and those periods are getting longer and longer as this linking service is being made available. So let's go back to the model and play around with the model again. So 22 was the number. So let's say we want to reduce the number. Let's say we start, instead of with $1,000, we start with $5,000. So we go $5,000, and you see it generates too much. So we say, all right, well, we only want $1 million. So let's go and have a look. If I put 18% in there, still too much. If I put 16%, still too much. 15%, let's see if that makes it. No, 16%. So 16% is the number. So what we basically saying with this model, if you are in a hurry to make $1 million, but you want to use a lower monthly gain figure like 16%, then you need to start with a bigger capital in the beginning. So that's what's beautiful about this model. It tells you how much capital, how much you can reduce your monthly gain by and still achieve your goal, or how much your gain must be if you start with $1,000. So this is an example how you can play around and still achieve that $1 million number at the bottom. You can either use low gains with a big starting number or high gains with a lower starting number. So let's have a look at what 16% looks like on our linking service. Okay, so here we're back at the linking service, and if we go down and we look at for 16% there, so you can see there are 20 accounts that are achieving 16% and above in the linking. So there are 16 examples of trading robots achieving monthly returns that will make you a millionaire if you start with $5,000. Now the big thing here is this service is still developing quite strongly, and in January we hope to introduce almost 20 more accounts that are achieving way better results, because what is happening is, as the linking service is going on, the providers of those signals are getting cleverer and cleverer. They're fine-tuning their settings more and more on a weekly or 2-weekly basis, so they're getting a lot cleverer with the way they trade the market. And they're trading, as you can see, indexes, they're trading currencies, and they're trading metals. So they are really looking quite widely at the instruments that are being traded and the strategies required for those particular instruments, and they are getting cleverer and cleverer. Also, what we're going to introduce are hedged accounts. So what we're going to do is some of those accounts in future will be hedged. So in other words, we'll have one account basically doing the opposite of the other account, and what that will do is it will smooth the equity chart to reduce the risk and allow both strategies that are hedging to be profitable. So watch out for that early next year. Now, most of this is made possible by the Profit Retriever EA, and there is the Profit Retriever webpage. You can go and have a look and read all about the Profit Retriever. There's the link. A clickable link to everything I'm talking about in this video will be available in the description of the video, as well as in the first commentary of the video. So when trading for your million, it might be better to trade the Profit Retriever for yourself rather than using the linking service. And the reason for that is that invariably when using the linking service, there will be slippage, because your broker might be different to the broker that the signal provider is providing, and so on and so on. And there's always a bit of a loss in gains. Now, as I mentioned earlier, we provide those linking account settings to our clients, and I have made numerous, and this is an example of 2 videos where I've actually gone and analyzed the trading of some of the linking services and actually shown you the settings that they use. So you've got that's the other benefit of this linking service. It is a service where most of the settings are shared and to the advantage of profit retriever traders. Now here's an example of one of our new accounts which has only been going for 9 days, which has generated 40%. And this is an example of taking the knowledge that has been gained in the running of this linking service and refining the settings to a point that the balance between risk and reward is a very good balance, where you get maximizing your reward with minimizing your risk. And as you can see, what a great return here, for almost 40% over 1,000 pips in only 9 days of trading. And these are the kind of accounts that will be available early next year. Now this video is just a basic illustration of what is possible because of the high monthly returns that are being generated by the profit retriever robot. But there are some practical considerations. Firstly, taxation has been ignored. If you're earning that kind of returns, you will have to pay annual tax in the country that you are living in. So taxation has been ignored. Take that fact into account when looking at the numbers that are presented in this video. The use of one broker is not recommended. Now, I know traders that have done similar things. They have taken small amounts of capital and built them into a $1 million portfolio. And the way they did that is by spreading their risk, by using a number of brokers at the same time. So you wouldn't trade $1,000 to $1 million with one broker account. As you get more successful, you split them and split them and split them, so that in total your 10 or 20 broker accounts equal $1 million. But that is the strategy that you would use. Also consider gains are not that consistent. So although we're looking at an average monthly gain of, let's say, 60%, that might mean that one of the months was a loss, one was a super profit, and so on and so on. So gains might not be as consistent as I have shown you in those calculations. They are just financial projections, those calculations. In reality, the performance can be a lot higher if your gains are in the earlier months of the account's history. Also consider there are still skills required. You still need to trade. You need to know how to manage risk. You need to know how to manage your returns. And you need to know what to do when things go wrong or things go exceedingly well. And then the last thing, when people perform these kind of growth activities, they use portfolios. They do not put all their eggs in one basket. They might trade 5 to 10 variations of the accounts that produce these high returns. So if we look back at the linked account, they would most probably be choosing the top 10 or the top 5 accounts and then trading them at the same time, so that if one account starts going into a drawdown, the other accounts will carry it through that particular period. Trading the profit retriever, it is highly recommended to trade a portfolio approach. I have made my most recent video is one about how to set up portfolios for the various trading robots. Now, I hope you've enjoyed this video. I hope you've learned something about how possible it is to turn $1,000 into $1 million in 3 years. What it takes, what kind of monthly returns, and you can see examples of monthly returns that exceed the requirement stated in these calculations. So if you are skilled, you can achieve that $1 million a lot faster. If you're not, it might take 4 years, but the possibility of that happening has been greatly increased by the refinement of the profit retriever, and as you will see next year, with the introduction of even lower risk strategies such as the hedged strategies. Again, just a reminder that all the links that you have that you will need from this particular video are in the description of the video, as well as in the first commentary of the video. So from me, Alex Ploy, thank you very much for watching. If you liked this video, please like it. If you liked my approach, please subscribe to the channel. And from me, cheerio.